Welcome to today's broadcast. For those of you that don't know me, this is your Power Echoes show with Julie Kalungi of KalungiGroup, and today we are talking about taking back your power as you work from home, taking back your power as you get productive at home post COVID-19. If you're still working from home or you're going to be working from home, I'm sure you are thinking, what do we do? And I know you've probably been looking at a lot of information about working from home, a lot of blogs, a lot of videos out there about working from home. What I'm bringing is actually years of working from home before COVID. Most of you know me that I've been working from home way before COVID ever hit the streets. Many office workers thought that working from home was the dream. And who doesn't want to, ditch your office suit and work in your gym jams and be able to do whatever you want all day, every day, right? That's what you thought, isn't it? And I'm telling you now, there was a huge wake-up call when COVID-19 hit. So for those of you that are watching from YouTube, please feel free to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so that you will get notified every time I put out new content that's going to help you to work from home better. On this channel, we focus mostly on how to leverage the digital space, social media, your personal brand in the digital space so that you can serve your audience in whichever way you deem fit. Usually we serve nonprofits, small business startups, and medium business owners in various industries. I'm one of those people who used to say that you really need to niche in, but somehow I attract all kinds of customers. So I can't keep saying that you need to be niched, because that then means that a lot of people discount themselves. But getting back to the topic at hand, when COVID hit, everyone had to work from home. There was no choice. Companies had to very quickly find ways of resourcing their workers to work from home. And a lot of organizations are still struggling to actually get that done. Many organizations and many companies feel like it's gonna blow over and then we can get back to actually people coming to work and doing what they need to do. But a lot of organizations have actually recognized the opportunity of having to pay less rent in the office space, so they've downsized their office spaces, asked their workers to hot desk. Hot desking simply means you're sharing a desk with whoever first come first serve, so you don't have a specific desk you sit at. And they're encouraging their workers to actually work 3-4 days a week at home. For some, working from home is not as exciting, having done it over the past 18 months. For me, I've been working from home for over 7 years. And the reality is it's not always as stress-free as it sounds, especially in the beginning. So for many, this scenario is going to carry on even more, especially for countries that have not yet fully opened up or have not yet found a way to vaccinate their populace and therefore allow people to get back to work. So I can tell you that distractions, isolation, loneliness, Zoom, virtual meeting fatigue, Microsoft Teams fatigue, loneliness, all these are real. They really are, especially for those of you that are used to working in an office where there's several more people. So if you do not overcome them, your efficiency and productivity will suffer. Especially if your company, the company you work for, or the organization you work for is seriously considering home working as an option for the majority of their workers to cut back on costs, because I can tell you now that 18 months of no clear way of making your business run smoothly has hit many companies' finances hard, and they are looking for many ways to cut back on costs without necessarily losing their workforce. And that is going to be a major problem if you are not flexible enough to work from home and get productive while doing it. So my biggest challenge, I can tell you now, was not having a specific clock out or end of work day routine. That has been my biggest challenge. I don't know about you, having worked from home for a while. I don't know if you've been working from home or you're still working from home, but hasn't your challenge been clocking out? Like the biggest one. I know many different people have different challenges, but my biggest challenge was clocking out, and has been clocking out and still is, shutting down the damn laptop and being present with my family. Moving from laptop to making dinner, to kids' homework, having my meals by the laptop, taking my laptop to bed to do that last minute call with my client in the USA or in Japan, waking up at 3 a.m. for a webinar or a Zoom call, until I'd pass out over the screen, and then I'd start the pattern again the next day. I don't know if that resonates with you, but that's what happened for me 7 years ago. And I know that there are a lot of people who've gone through this in the last 12 to 18 months, and they don't even know that they are literally starting to think working from home is the devil's idea itself. Now, that schedule wasn't sustainable for me, whereby you'd wake up at 3 a.m., go to bed at 1 a.m. And over the years, I've developed various resources, call them habits, to successfully work from home and to run my digital and social marketing business and be able to serve clients in UK, in America, in Japan, in Germany, in Africa. And I'm going to share with you the 4 habits or resources, as I'd like to call them, of effectively working from home and being even more productive than you would be unless you absolutely must work in an office or get into a workspace to get the income rolling in. You all know to create a working space, right? If you're working from home, you've already created a space where you work from home. You've told your children, this is my workspace, don't get in there. You've set aside the time to work. That said, do you know these 4 things I'm going to share with you? So let's get started immediately. For those of you that are new to this platform, welcome. This is my vote of welcome to you. For those of you that are repeat visitors, even though I took an over 2-month break, thank you for remembering me, and thank you for coming back to tune in and then inspire me to show up and share with you what I know to help you build your brand online, to help you build your business online or your career online. So the number one thing that I'd like to encourage you to develop is to have mental health breaks. Mental health is a major conversation right now up and down the globe. I don't know anyone in any country who has not had some mental health issues with working from home. I did that 7 years ago, and guess what? In the last 12 to 18 months, I've had the same problems again, because a lot of people have kind of brought their problem to me and I've picked it up. During the work day, you need to add white space to your day. You know, like if you're writing a book, you're encouraged to add white space. So to encourage people reading your book. Now I'm telling you to do the same to your work day. Even though working from home has been a good thing for many, for others, the work-life balance has been very stressful because they do not know how to handle their mental health with the little ones, with the husband or wife, with everybody calling them at all hours because they think you're at home so you can pick up the phone whenever you want. There's been a significant increase in the number of people dealing with loneliness, anxiety, and burnout. And a survey from Newfield Health found that 80% of UK workers feel that working from home has been very negatively impactful on their mental health. That is a huge number, 80%. And remember, most people love working from home. They've been kind of campaigning with their managers to allow them to work from home. And now when the opportunity presented itself, most people are like, nah. I'd rather work in the office. I'd rather do the commute. I'd rather go to work. And it does not make sense exactly how this has happened. Let's be honest. When you are working from home, you have the problem I said before when I started, that I had a problem of when to stop, when to clock off. When was the last time you stepped away from your workspace, from your laptop, from your desktop, from your desk at work to actually take a proper break? And I'm talking about a break. Toilet breaks, trips to the fridge to grab a snack, they don't count, because usually you're in the fridge and you're back to your seat. There's barely any, you haven't actually allowed your brain to breathe. Your brain actually breathes. You haven't allowed yourself to release whatever has been disturbing you and the task that doesn't seem to be moving. You haven't given yourself a chance to actually release it. The health and safety executive has always recommended 5 to 10 minutes breaks every 50 minutes. And that's something I've been actually promoting over the years, because I learned it way back, that every 50 minutes you get off your desk, you breathe, you grab a cup of tea, you go to the toilet, and then you actually stretch a bit more, you raise your energy. And just last week I was having a coaching call with an amazing man called John Rabino Smith. And we did an exercise where my energy, literally, I felt like I was buzzing, where I took 10 deep breaths while clapping my hands, while running on my feet at the same time with a big grin on my face, and I clapped 20 times. And after that, I raised my hands up and I said, I'm alive, 5 times. By the time I was done, I was sweating. My body was buzzing. That raised my energy, and I was able to do an extra 3 hours of work after that. Focused work. Now, I had been kind of picking up this, checking my email, getting distracted a lot. But after that exercise, I literally felt my energy way up. Welcome, Alexander Ochega. Welcome to this broadcast. And if you know anybody who might need this information, feel free to invite them to this broadcast as well. And share. So, taking mental health breaks, focused mental health breaks, can be a great time to also give your eyes a break from the screen. It's called screen time. Take your eyes away from screen time and allow them to actually, contract or expand, whatever the eyes do. Let me tell you something. Haven't you noticed that a lot of young people are wearing glasses now, and they're under 30? Do you know why? They spend so much time on their screens, literally to their eyes, like their eyes are strained and stressed all day like this on their screen, all blessed day. It is not even funny. So step away from your workspace, from your laptop. It's good for your mental health, it's good for your mental well-being, it's good for your eyes. Knowing how and when to do this, though, can be confusing and can be the problem. And here is the deal. You have the Pomodoro technique that encourages you to take a break every 21 minutes. Like, for those of us that are very focused when we are doing what we're doing, every 21 minutes seems like too many distractions. Then there is the circadian, or is it circadian or circadian rhythm, which allows you to follow your body rhythm and take a break every 90 minutes. Now, for me, that is actually more or less more of something I'd like to do, because 90 minutes is almost like 3 hours. But the health and safety executive says that's too long, because that means you're sitting down. You could be sitting down for 3 hours, and that gives your joints, your back, your everything stress. So 15 minutes is a fairer time. Welcome, Eve Mwanje. Welcome to this broadcast. So I say, personally, pay attention to your body rhythms. Pay attention to your body cues. Pay attention to your body needs, because our bodies are different. Someone can tell you Pomodoro, circadian rhythm, health and safety executive. You follow your own body rhythm, and make sure that you don't take more than at least 90 minutes is actually 1.5 hours. It's not 3 hours. You don't take longer than 1.5 hours to take a break. Now, I am one to speak, because sometimes I just sit and I'm really doing something and I forget the time, and the time flies. But I've noticed one thing. My husband usually comes down for a cup of tea, and he has been doing that for the last almost a year, every hour. And sometimes in the beginning, we used to have to go and tell him, you need to take a break. And see, I'm sharing things I know when he started working from home. But now we don't have to. When you feel like you're drowning in calls, when you feel like a specific task has become so impossible, when the emails are just killing you, when your body starts to crave a sugar hit, that's when to step away from your PC. Take some deep breaths, 3 to 5 deep breaths. You take a deep breath, hold in for 5 counts, and then you breathe it out for 5 counts. You do that 3 to 4 times, and that brings a lot of oxygen into your body. It allows your mind to breathe, which I said earlier, and it will give you a new perspective when you get back to your PC if something has been kind of confusing you or not moving, or you feel like you've been stuck at that space for a while. Now, so that's number one. Take a mental health break, or add white space to your day. In other words, take 5 to 10 minutes every certain block of time. It can be every 21 minutes, Pomodoro style. It can be every 90 minutes, which is 1.5 hours, the circadian style. It can be what the health and safety executive recommends, like every hour on the hour. It's going to be great for you. It's your body. It's your life. Let me tell you something. You will be replaced so fast in your workplace. If anything happens to you, whether you go long-term ill or you pass away, they'll replace you so fast. You think, oh my goodness, I was that replaceable? Yes, you are replaceable. So look after your body, because you're the only one in charge of that space, and it is not replaceable, your body. Yeah, you can have body parts replaced with the other people's body parts or plastic, but that's not the original you, is it? Number 2, set the stage, right? I know I talked about, having creating a space where you work from and all that. I'm sure you have heard about all that over the past 18 months. But I'm talking about setting the stage. For many where there is no specific space for working from home, especially people with young children, little toddlers who want you all the time, or you end up upstairs and then you decide to stay upstairs because the baby is trying to sleep, and then you try to do some work on your laptop with trying to get the baby to sleep, or you're in the kitchen and you're trying to get some work done while there. Set the stage. What this means is you put certain things in the various spots you end up working in that give you a trigger in your mind that we are working, and therefore you will focus some more. What does this look like? It could be like a post-it note. You could have a post-it and you write something on there. You could write your tasks for the day, or the one thing you have to get done for the day, and you put it in the various places you usually almost always end up sitting there and working from there if you don't have a specific place to work in. Repeating this setup tells your brain that you are in work mode. And the visual cue of returning to the same orchestrated space, it's not the same space, but you've put your post-its in those spaces to remind you that it's a workspace, that you're working, and to give you a sense of power. It gives you a sense of responsibility. It gives you a sense of, I am actually doing something, even if you're at home and your toddler is giving you a major headache, chasing you all over the house. You're going to feel like you are actually doing something great, even if you are not sitting in a specific space. Maybe you have a small space, and so you really can't have a specific working desk. If you put your post-its in different parts of your space to remind you that even if I'm sitting here, I'm working in my working day, you will find that you will get more productive and more efficient in your day. Now, you could also get your pad, your writing pad, right? I have one. Or your winning planner. For those of you that are running a business, you absolutely should have a planner. Strategize. Planning. If you don't plan your day, you plan to fail. Now, this winning planner is on Amazon. You can grab it on Amazon, or you can go via KalungiGroup.com/books. You will find it there. Now, that resource helps you to actually have 1 to 3 must-do things that are critical for your day's success. So you can either have a notepad where you write what you're going to do for that day and you put it out there, right where you want to see it, that place where you mostly sit and do some work. Or you can use your planner to actually set your task and put it in the one place that you really know you mostly end up there when you're working. This gently and repeatedly directs you to use your time for what's most important for your day, so that you can be productive and efficient. And it really, really is actually recommended by some really productive CEOs out there. Okay, so number 3, get rid of distractions. Now, when you are running a business, you have the income producing tasks or actions, then you have the low value tasks or actions. So we have high value tasks and we have low value tasks. Now, low value tasks are like spending the next hour scrolling through your emails, going through paperwork that you can do at the end of the day when you are less focused and you are less, into your work. Attending meeting after meeting. I mean, meetings sometimes are great for planning, but some meetings are generally drags. Like, you don't really want to be there. You're wasting time. You shouldn't be there. You're not learning anything. You are not a presenter at the meeting, so you're not sharing anything of value. You definitely are wasting your day. These low value activities can become barriers to your productivity and to your efficiency in the workplace, and that could be the difference between getting a promotion, a higher pay rise at the end of the year, or getting a demotion, or being released when the company decides we need to really lose some assets and we have done everything we can, so we're going to release some human assets, and you're top of the list because you're not as productive. So to do this, you must know what your value activities are. Now, I have a resource that I usually give out to help my business clients get very productive in their day, right? And for those of you that reach out to me in my inbox, I'll give it to you for free. I'm no longer putting out resources on the video unless I am actively promoting a product. And today, I'm just encouraging for those of you that really want to get productive to get the winning planner. It is available on Amazon, and if you can't access Amazon, reach out to me. There's somewhere I can, if you're in Uganda, I have at least, I think, a few copies out there that you can get access to. You need 4 for a year. But we are in the last quarter of the year, so you just need the one to end 2021. So you need to know what your value tasks are. For instance, if you're a network marketer, you need to be prospecting, you need to be following up, you need to be holding discovery calls, and at least once a week you need to be learning and sharpening the saw. So those tasks can bring back the bacon home, and they can bring you to feel really productive in your day. My final tip for you today is create a hard stop. Like, you have to clock out. I can tell you now, again, it's your life, and you're working to make your life better. If you do not clock out, if you do not have a time when you say, I am shutting down, you're going to work so hard and you're going to burn out. Welcome, Jill Jessica. Welcome, Kez, my cousin. I see you. I welcome you. I want you to think about, when you go to work, do you work endlessly until you drop off on your desk and you wake up the next day and you start again? No. But here's the thing, when you work from home, that's precisely what the scenario can get, where you end up working either on your couch or on your workspace that you've created, and you end up literally dozing off right there, and you wake up several hours later and you're like, oh my goodness, I didn't even go to bed. And you go to bed and you can't even sleep because your mind's running at 100 miles an hour, and before you know it, it's morning and you're back again at your work desk. Productivity can hinge on compartmentalization of your day. It is a vital habit to success, knowing when to stop and when to go for gold. If there's something that's flowing and it's past 6 p.m., you can say, okay, I'm going to give myself an extra hour. An hour later, you have to stop and ask yourself, am I still being productive, or am I just wasting time and telling myself I'm productive and wasting the time I could be spending with my toddler, with my partner, with my husband, with my parent, with my friends, or just chilling out and having time for me. Any time that you can say, I'm done, and get that activity and put it in a box or in a drawer. I have a drawer right beside me, and I literally make it little like a spiritual act. I get my phone, my notebook, my post-it note, and I put them in the desk, in the drawer, and I say, I'm done for the day. I used to be that person. I said that when I started, where I'd literally not have a day, an end of day. There was a gray space between work and home, and there was no balance at all. I'd work until I'm ready to go to bed. I'd go to bed and my mind would be running at 100 miles an hour because I didn't actually clock out physically. Even when I'm going to bed, I'm still thinking about what I'm going to do tomorrow. What do I need to do for so-and-so? What do I need to do to get more clients? This business is not going, blah, blah, blah. And so I'd go to bed without having physically and spiritually clocked off. What does that look like, you may ask me? For me, it's very simple. I put away these things in the drawer. It's a physical activity saying the day is done. I switch off my phone. So I'm not taking any more calls. I used to wake up at 3 in the morning to take calls from my friends in America, from potential clients, potential business partners. And half the time they would never actually become business partners. But I did not sleep because I had to wake up and take that call. So make sure that people call you in your working day. It's your working day. They know there's a different time zone. And if they really genuinely want to work with you, they want to buy from you, they want to be your partner, they want to hire you, they're going to make the time in your time. It may mean for them waking up a little bit earlier. It may mean for them actually being up at 3. But don't make it that you are the one chasing the client at 3 a.m. every day. Your body is going to suffer. Your spirit is going to say, okay, she doesn't listen to me. And you're going to add on so much weight, it is not even funny. The weight that I've carried over the past 5 years is the weight of me not going to bed early. Do you know that you burn the most fat when you are sleeping as a human being? Can you imagine how much more healthier we would all be if we went to bed earlier? And if you don't have a clock out time, a hard stop when working from home, you're going to end up bigger and bigger, even if you're exercising every day like I did. And you keep wondering why. It's because you are missing out the one vital ingredient to weight management and body mass release, sleeping. I've learned this over the past few years, that actually to lose weight, you have to sleep. And here I was thinking, if I exercise hard and I'm not eating as much and I'm eating healthy food and I work hard, I'm actually going to lose weight because I'm not eating as much. No, I was missing the main ingredient to actually weight management, and that's sleep. So anytime you feel like you are going to do a bit more, you're going to add that extra bit more work, don't. Because when you are working for somebody else, they give you specific hours, and it's up to you if you're going to do overtime. But definitely, even if you're paid for overtime, is it worth it? I prefer to be given a pay rise and a promotion than to be paid a few extra bucks for overtime. Because that's your time, that's your family time, that's me time that you're taking out. So put the things away. It's not easy to clock out, especially in the virtual world, which is where I work. In the digital world, where it doesn't sleep, the digital streets are open 24/7. It's very difficult to clock off. But it is your life, and you choose when to clock off. When you want the work to be over, decide, call a friend and say, you know what, I'm done work today. How are you? You are literally declaring to somebody else that you've done work. Your brain is hearing you, your body is hearing you, your soul is hearing you, and everything will agree with you that you're done work. And if you do that regularly for a few weeks, you will then automatically start to clock off at a specific time. And even if you're building a business and a legacy and kingdom wealth and whatever generational wealth, what's the point of building all that wealth and you never get to live to enjoy it, because you are killing your body every day by not taking a break and a rest? Working from home has blessed my life and my family. It has both advantages and disadvantages, and people who do it successfully, like I've done, use constant balance. We are constantly balancing our trying to keep the balance going. We're constantly in a state of gratitude, because if you're not grateful for what you do and where you are, you cannot be grateful for what you're bringing, you're calling into your life. We are constantly finding ways to make our working from home an advantage, a pro. It's something that you sing from the rooftops, so that tomorrow we can definitely do some more and do it again. And there's one thing is very important. Know what your limitations are. Working from home can become a social limitation, because many times I get friends coming over and I'm working on a Saturday and I'm like, guys, I'm working, and they're like, Julie, shut your thing down, we're going out. And I'm like, okay, I still have to talk to them. And they're like, shut it down. You've been working all week. We've been working all week. And now it's time to hang out with your friends. So it's time to shut down. I hope I've shared with you some very important ways to actually continue working from home if you're continuing working from home, but do it more efficiently, but do it more productively. Get that promotion you're looking for, get that pay rise you're hoping for. And if you are working for yourself, definitely give yourself a pay rise by working more productively, more efficiently, attract more clients, and get your shit done. This has been Julie Seal in your Power Echo Show. Kalungi Group is where you can find me. KalungiGroup.com is where you can find some of the products that we offer, some of the services we give. You can check out our services. You can check out our e-store. You can check out our free training and the blogs. There's so much good value you can find out there. And definitely, if you're starting a business, if you're new to your business, if you're in network marketing, if you are new to your career, if you want to go up a level in your career, you definitely might want to reach out to me so we can have a conversation about that. Definitely the first 30 minutes are free. After that, we'll see what happens. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the bell, hit the subscribe, share with somebody, and share your views below. How do you keep productive while working from home? What have I missed out that you want to share with me, or you want me to talk about next time? Please say so below. And until we meet again, might be Friday, might be just next Monday, have an amazing rest of your week. Be blessed, be grateful, have fun, live, love, laugh.